Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Elio, and I'm here today to do another review for you. Today I'm reviewing Elio, Pixar's newest movie from 2025. So I'm always up for watching a good Pixar movie. I grew up watching the original Pixar movies, Toy Story, Toy Story 2, all of them. I watched them all as they came out. Pixar movies were like gems. They're all a little bit different, but all really good in their own way. So I really liked them. I haven't liked a lot of their new stuff, but I did like Inside Out too. So I'm hoping they can get back on track here with Elio. And I gotta say one thing about Elio before I get into it. It's a lot different than I thought. It wasn't what I thought was going to be in the movie at all. So I'll just get into it quickly here. So it's a pretty basic premise. It's got some strange things that happen in it, but overall, it's about Elio. He's a young boy who, and now you know Disney owns Pixar because, of course, Elio's parents are dead. How very Disney of it! And now that his parents are dead, he's got to live with his aunt, and he's trying to adapt to a whole new world. Right? Feels like he's totally out of place where he is. Goes to school, but he's a pretty smart guy. He can kind of figure stuff out. And I gotta say, from start to finish, Elio's a real jerk. He's not really that nice at all. He's not that cool to his aunt. He really doesn't treat her. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like the way he gets on. There's one point where he actually, in his school, he starts this club, like the ham radio club. Let's all get together. But he doesn't have a ham radio. So some guy shows up to join his club. Elio ends up stealing this guy's ham radio. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. What? What's going on here? What's he doing? And then later on, that same kid or whatever he gets back together with him, and he ends up poking Elio in the eye. You know, you see him in the eye patch in the trailer and stuff. They get into an argument, and that happens. And they try to make me feel bad for Elio. And I'm like, dude, what? You invited this guy to a club and robbed him. Like, what? I wouldn't be too happy with it either. Anyways, because his parents are gone and he feels out of place with his aunt, he like creates this machine and sends a signal off to these aliens to basically come get him. I want to leave. Come pick up Elio. And it's really funny. The aliens come to get him. He's like getting beat up by other kids. The aliens are like, this must clearly be the leader. The kid getting beat up by the other kids. So they beam him up and they take him to their space station and they go off. And I gotta say as well, the alien design. Oh my goodness, it's also so generic. None of them really look original. They could have been generated by AI. None of them really stood out as really cool or interesting or like, oh, I want to see their planet or wow, that one looks so amazing. I used to really enjoy when you watch the original Monster Inc. You'd see all the random monsters in the background. I'm like, where did they come from? Who thought of that monster? What does that guy do? I didn't get a lot of that here. And there's a whole goodness gracious, there's a whole council of them because we're in the communiverse. What, like communism verse? Is that what anyway, I wasn't a big fan of this. And there's a whole council, kind of like Star Wars style, where they all get together, the different alien people, and talk. And that's kind of where the crux of the movie comes in. Once Elio gets up there, we go to the whole communiverse council meeting. Yeah, I'll try not to get too spoilery, but as you can see from the trailer, this sort of centers around these aliens that are there, and they want to join the communiverse. They want to become part of it. These giant robotic, they're quite fearsome looking people. They have armies, and they talk about brute force. We're going to kill you all if you don't let us in, and things like that. And they don't want to let them in. They're like, no, we're not going to let you in. Not by the hair on our chinny chin chin. So those little aliens send them away, but the big scary alien guy, he's actually a very interesting character. I'll get back to him in a second, but the basis of the whole story is Elio lies again because he lies and does stuff that pretends he's actually an ambassador from Earth. So they'll elect him to go talk to that guy and try to end the war or not get them all killed or whatever. So they let that happen. They're like, yeah, this is fine. Even though he's clearly a kid wearing a weird cape with an eye patch. It's over the top. I mean, everybody, all the aliens, I don't know what these species are supposed to represent, but they must be pretty stupid if they think this guy is the hero and the champion of Earth. But I'll give Elio credit. By the end of the movie, he does kind of live up to the moniker, you know. So maybe they could see a little more. But one of them reads his mind later on. They realize what's going on. But so one of the things I do really like about the movie, though, is when Elio goes to actually meet with the evil Lord Grigon. He's voiced by Brad Garrett. He does actually a really good job. I super enjoyed him, and he has a young son, Glordon, and he actually becomes friends with Elio. When they go there, they create a big picture that these aliens are frightening and scary with all these guns and things like that. And Lord Grigon comes off as a terror. He's like, oh, what do you want here? You must defeat my challenges. He's got these big guns on his arms. He's in a big robotic suit. it's a little scary, not too much. Like I said, kind of generic, but still cool. I liked him a lot. And when you meet his son, he becomes friends with Elio, and you learn that they're actually just worms. That's all they are. They're these little worms. They're not actually scary and frightening at all. Like at the end of the day, they're probably wearing all these big power suits because they don't want to get hurt or whatever. So I really liked that. It was cool. It reminded me of a lot of other, where you see the aliens are big and scary, but when you get inside past the technology, they're really just like us. They're soft and cuddly and stuff. Well, I wouldn't say cuddly. They're more like worms. But yeah, and I liked the kid Glordon. He was one of my favorite characters in it. Him and Elio hanging out together was a lot of the best parts of the movie. They had a good time. I mean, it was not too bad overall. I had a pretty good time watching this movie. Some of it was a bit silly, and some of it was kind of generic, but I don't know. It was sort of inoffensive, and it was all right. But Lord Grygon was my favorite. Lord Grygon just had the best character arc to me. He comes off like a jerk and a real villain at the beginning, and by the end of the movie, he really shows he really cares about his son. It's one of the things I like best about Elio. I tend to give movies a higher score if I like the ending, and I really liked the ending of Elio. It caught me, but it was Lord Grygon's ending is what really got me. The bond between him and his son, and the sacrifice and what he's willing to do, kind of at the end for his own son. I'm a father, and I loved it. It really got you. I was like, oh, I love this. I love this moment. Not all the moments with Elio. He's still kind of a jerk at the end. And you know what? Even when they figure it out, he never gets his comeuppance. He even sends a clone back to lie to his aunt and tell him it's him there and stuff. So, but I mean, overall, it's pretty good. It's not too bad of a movie. If you're going to the theater with your kids, you got nothing else to check out. Elio's not so bad. I'm gonna give it a 7 on the odometer overall. Elio's an all right time at the movie. It's a different protagonist, slightly different idea with kind of generic writing, but overall you get to see some different aliens and a pretty good message. And by the end, you do get a cool redemption story for one of the characters in it, so it's not a total waste of time. But thanks so much for watching this far, guys. I really appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.